Hi Aries, welcome to your January 2021 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. So I'm doing all of the fire signs first for a change. Holy moly, I'm always getting these cards. Like, what is up with that? January is gonna, and who knows? This is just a general tarot reading, but it just feels like January is going to be challenging. And I keep, getting cards of anxiety and hitting bottom and things like that. So, geez. It happened with Sag. It happened with Leo. The heart of the matter is the Justice card. Actually, the Justice card is connected to Libra, your opposite sign. And you see that she is holding a sword as well. You have like a couple of swords here. But this is, I think, like the sword of truth, the sword of justice, the fairness. Something, it could be a legal matter that you're dealing with, but something can feel like the justice card can be like an actual legal decision being rendered. It's in the upright position, so if that were the case, you would probably prevail, or at least wouldn't lose your shirt. But I feel like this is also connected to anything where there is a sense of something isn't fair, it's not right, and it has to be rectified in some way in order for you to feel like the world isn't against you or something like that. Now, as an Aries person, you tend to be sometimes that warrior. And the warrior is always fighting on behalf of the little guy and just in favor of the truth and things like that. So who knows what this is all about, but that's just something. Even the Emperor in the past position can be like a judge or something like that, but the Emperor is actually connected to your sign, Aries. And the Emperor is, to me, the Emperor should be Capricorn, because it's number 4, and that's Saturn, that's a ruler of Capricorn. Just seems like more of a Capricorn vibe. This is about getting your life together, the organizing things, not being in this state of disarray. And that might have led you to maybe get a divorce, for instance, because once you got your life in order, you began to realize that something wasn't quite right and it wasn't just your fault. You might have been willing to blame yourself for whatever the other party said was wrong. And simply by dealing with the situation in a realistic way, it might have led to a different opinion on that. But the good thing is you did get your life together, and now you have the ability to assess whether or not you need to change more things, or whether another person has been shirking their responsibility in dealing with things. And this can be like a very interesting realization. The higher message is the King of Wands. This is the card of the self-actualized individual. This is the alpha male, the very double masculine energy. But ultimately, I mean, a woman, female Aries could absolutely embody that. And all it means is that the person is really, to me, it's like staying in your own lane and focusing on your growth and being a leader as a result, because you're looking at life as an adventure and you're inspiring other people to do the same. You're not looking at life as a checklist of things to check off. Okay, I did this, I did that. You're really seeing that autonomy of making your own choices and having that freedom as being very, very appealing to you. But, suffice it to say, it doesn't mean that there aren't challenges along the way, even if you realize that that's something that you're interested in. What crosses you is the Chariot, and there might be so much happening around you, Aries, that it's hard for you to focus. You might feel this sense of life kind of pulling you in different directions. The horse of duality, the black and white horses, tend to make a person choose extremes. If your moon is in Scorpio, and I think I did a video with that combination of sun in Aries and moon in Scorpio, emotionally you may feel this extreme contrast all the time. And so it's especially important for somebody with that combination to be able to transcend the polarities. We live in a very polarized society these days, where it's just like people have taken up their own factions of like, okay, this is right, this is wrong, but that's an illusion, because there's a unified field. That doesn't mean that we're not individuals and we don't have individual opinions or anything like that, but I feel like we have a lot of illusion that is triggering people into putting their precious attention on things that actually drag them down. So the Chariot is about being willing to take the reins of the horse, and that means taking responsibility for your life and not like just blaming other people. What's coming in is the Nine of Swords. This is a card of anxiety. It's about realizing exactly what you have been dealing with, and there might be some respect behind that for yourself and compassion for yourself. Chiron is transiting your sign as well, Aries, and that, I think, can make the average Aries person a lot more humble and what's the word, like, I was going to say unknowing, but that's not what I can't think of the proper phrase, like unsure of yourself, when typically that isn't an issue for you, but maybe you feel like you second guess yourself, you doubt yourself. This is something that you can definitely gain from, because you can see that there is a plus to that sometimes, of being able to not believe that everything you do is perfect and infallible, because sometimes people do things that fail spectacularly, and that's okay, because at least they can say that they did it, whereas other people are too afraid to even try. But recognize how your anxious and trace it back. Don't just be willing to make excuses for it. See the different manifestations of it, because there may be some patterns that have led you to where you are now. And the outcome, and I did pick 2 additional cards because of this outcome, is the Ten of Swords. And this is about the end of a negative cycle. So it's not to say, I mean, of course, this is a card of betrayal. You might experience something like that, because I think it's more like the end of a negative cycle. So let's say you are getting divorced and it's been very rough because you have had problems with the other person and trying to decide who gets what, and you just feel this sense of, I can't do this any longer, but the case winds to close. So it can be that you're able to put the past behind you because you're willing to do so. You're not wanting to cling. That's one nice thing about Aries, is this moving forward thinking and feeling mentality and individual, unlike somebody like a Cancer who might never budge emotionally, even if their partner has left them. So an additional card I picked is the Four of Cups, and this is a card of indifference or dissatisfaction. I think that if you're, in the aftermath of a divorce, let's say, you have to remember, and even if that person cheated on you, if that's what the Ten of Swords means to you, and that was your betrayal, the Four of Cups is reminding you that perhaps you were not all that comfortable with your spouse, and therefore it was inevitable that you should experience something like this, because that was something that you chose to participate in, that you allowed yourself to be in a situation where you were involved with somebody that you didn't really love. And so on an energetic level, that other person may have known that, and they cheated because they were upset about figuring out that you really didn't love them, or simply that they don't think that there's anything really wrong with cheating, because maybe they don't have the same idea about the relationship that you do. So one more card, and again, I get this Wands energy that is very independent, and I have the Queen of Wands. This is the water and the fire elements mingling. Both are emotional. The Queen of Wands is this very bold energy that is also intuitive. It makes for a great leader. You may be, this kind of like suggests your ambition is there. Maybe you are divorcing and you're going to be a working mother, and perhaps that's a new position for you. It's a natural position for you, but it might be something that you didn't think you were going to do because you were a stay-at-home parent. But then you decided that you were going to go for it. That's a possibility. But, the bottom line is, anyone who comes back into your life, you should be very, very careful before you jump into anything like that. Aries is very impulsive, and may tend to just want to do something even if it's not in the best interest for you. So with this Venus retrograde that we're experiencing all month long in Gemini, and the Mercury retrograde middle of the month, don't get tricked into thinking that you don't have an attraction. Other people don't see that within you. They may see it within you, but they may be afraid to approach you for whatever reason. In any case, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. Have a great month. Take care. Bye.